If you're over 50 and someone asked you right now, what do you want? Could you answer them? Not what does your family need? Not what should you be doing? Not what makes the most sense. What do you want? I've been thinking about this a lot lately because if I'm being truthful, I don't always know. And I'm starting to think I may have been asking myself the wrong question. I keep thinking I needed to sit down and somehow figure out what I wanted the next part of my life to look like. What should I be doing? What should I be creating? What's my purpose? What's next? And those questions weren't giving me answers. They were actually making me feel more stuck. So I've started trying something different. And if you don't know what you want right now either, I want to show you what I'm doing because you could try this with me. Let's stop trying to figure out the big answer. Here's the experiment. Instead of asking, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? I'm asking, what gives me a little bit of energy right now? That's it. Because I think we make this question much too big. We think we need to discover a new purpose, a new career, a passion, a 5-year plan, some big reinvention. But what if we don't? What if we just need to start collecting clues? That's what I've been doing. And here's what this looks like in my own life. Lately, I've been making things. I've been working on this quilted jacket. It's taking me forever, but I've been working on it and enjoying it actually. I've been painting, and not necessarily good painting, as you will see. You can see here. um, but I've just been following different little creative ideas that interest me. And I'm not doing these things because I've decided this is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. I have no idea where any of them are going. And that's actually the point. I'm doing them and then paying attention to what happens. Because something interesting happens when I stop trying to figure myself out and actually start doing something. I get information. Sometimes I think, I want more of this. Sometimes I miss this part of myself. Sometimes I lose track of time. Sometimes one thing makes me curious about something completely different. And sometimes I discover, nope, I don't actually want to do this. That's a clue too. I would love for you to try this for 1 week. So here's what I want you to try. For the next 7 days, stop trying to answer. What do I want to do with my life? Instead, I want you to do one small thing that interests you. And it doesn't need to be productive. It doesn't need to become anything. You could take a walk somewhere different. Pull out those those watercolors you bought 3 years ago. I know you have them. Go to the library and wander through a section that interests you. Try on something you normally wouldn't wear. I didn't say buy it, I said try it. Plan something. Could take a class. Cook something you've never made. Spent an afternoon by yourself. Move the furniture around. Pick up the camera you haven't touched in years. It doesn't really matter what you choose. The important part comes afterwards. Ask yourself these 4 questions. When you're finished, ask, did this give me energy or drain me? Did I become absorbed in it at any point? Do I want to do it again? And here's a big one. What am I curious about now? That's it. I mean, you might journal about it, but you're not evaluating whether you're good at it. And you're not deciding whether you can make money from it. You're not even asking whether it's practical. You're simply paying attention to yourself. So, why I think this matters after 50? Because I think many women spend decades becoming extremely good at noticing what everyone else needs. The kids need something, your partner needs something, your parents need something, work needs something, the house needs something. There's always another question waiting for us. What needs to be done? And after years of answering that question, what do I want, can feel strangely difficult. Maybe that's because we haven't been practicing the question. Or perhaps we don't need to force ourselves to come up with some enormous answer. We can start smaller. What interests me today? What gave me energy? What makes me feel like myself? What am I curious about? All those answers are clues. And if you collect enough clues, I think something starts to emerge. Curiosity instead of certainty. This is what I'm experimenting with in my own life right now. I am trying to choose curiosity instead of certainty. It's not easy. But because certainty says, I need to know where this is going before I begin. Curiosity says, I don't know where this is going. I just need to see what happens. That does feel like a much more interesting way to approach this part of life. I don't believe we're finished becoming at 50 or 60 or 70 and beyond. There are probably parts of ourselves we haven't even met yet. But maybe we don't meet them by sitting around trying to figure out who we're supposed to become. Maybe we meet them by doing things, trying things, making things, going places, following little sparks of interest, and then noticing what happens. So that's my challenge to you this week. Pick one thing you're curious about. It can be tiny. Just do it. Then ask yourself those 4 questions. Did it give me energy? Did I become absorbed? Do I want to do it again? What am I curious about now? And don't worry about where it leads. Just collect the clue. And I'd love to make this an experiment we do together. Tell me in the comments, what's one thing you're curious enough to try this week? I am going to keep sharing what I'm trying and what I'm discovering too. Because maybe we don't have to have the next chapter of our lives all figured out. Maybe we can create it one clue at a time.